That, go on, catch it. Blasting everything to bits. Your energy is empty. Swish crack! What a great sound! You're fading. Bullets everywhere. Super effective. Nice shot. All things end. Phantom back. You the Prowler. Cracker-doo. That hurt him. Bangarang. Shot through. Might be a good idea to hole up for a bit now it's getting dark.
Wow.
This one
Vaksa u intabadai.
has heard
Jak intan kakudo. Vaksa tariman cherilafia.
it's sad to see you're staying on this.
Oh, yes! That is...
No, you need less dark, not more.
Yes, the dark is as easy as cake. Dark, dark cake.
Just spit it out, please. That's awful.
Awfully good, you mean?
Metal scrap. That's the good stuff. You should be able to use that. See that plastic scrap over there? At various stages of life, we all become memories for others, and just seeing someone acts as a catalyst for the past to seep in again. Memory distortions are troubling. Illusions your mind creates to avoid the memories of being bullied as a kidling. However, there's no doubt that what you remember makes your future different. Good thing you recalled how to activate the automaton's health injector. That will be useful. It's darkest between the stars. Hold on. beast hard to find. At least you can feed this ride grass. There it is, the Tree of Life. The idea that all life is related by common descent, where the twigs are existing species and those Oh, there's some plastiplats up ahead. It's time for an adventure, for good or bad. Let's see. It's a place well hidden. It's just below the above.
Valo alo hero empaso tombupu bukoye.
Out-of-date's impressed you made it this far, but there's still so much left to do. The end of the world is still on everyone's minds.
Kanuka nuburak.
You've beaten a path where you have the power to destroy or save everyone. Question is, what you'll do with that responsibility.
Ka nuka nuburak.
He worries about you. If you love yourself, you don't hurt others. But the more you hate yourself, the more you want others to suffer.
Tolua lu toluka.
Thinks it's important that you remember who you are and where you came from. Someone without knowledge of their history and origin.
Ugambun ang ugagad yebroma vufu. Alu vutulua.
What do you think his are? He's the one that's called out of date, remember?
The wata. Atu wamawa.
Out of date says there's a time for everything. And now there's no use thinking of the past, for it's gone.
Toluwoya lu yalu batuluyu.
Think of the present because that's where you are. It's time to set your priorities as the one who completes things.
Ba lu yalu. Kuzata ghetto.
He's worried that you're putting the world at risk. But darkness isn't necessarily the end of the world. It's just another perspective.
Mpa wherefore wewe. Koyetu koreboy.
If the world really does end, there won't be anywhere to run. So he's prepared for the worst, something he calls the Ark.
Paigatawa? Oloi bo bopaweg.
He hopes you're right. He gets that you mean the journey continues either way, but personally he wants the tree to survive.
Papa mofubak.
Out of date says there's no clear record of the chain of events that changed the course of history and brought the world to its knees.
Oloi bo bopaweg. Daimis.
He's found evidence on the Ark, records of a crisis, decades of contamination that permeated the ground and broke its inner core.
Luatolu dum.
The contamination disrupted what we now know as ki energy, the life force that runs through all things, living and inanimate.
Kuchai. Hifar befarb. Chintwata motihuasa.
He's been told the blight affected everything at a genetic level and turned our perception of normality on its head.
Mauya. Mayani. Ewe bobuye.
It was only those that changed that avoided extinction, proving that the possibility for survival and renewal was real.
Ko bubuye buy. Kobra yake. Ya. Savoita muva.
He understands you are curious about the ship at the foot of the tree. He says it surfaced when the oil broke through the ground.
Ko bubuye buy.
The Ark predates the back-in days, and now, after years of study of the manuals he found inside, he believes he's figured the ship out.
Yunuluap tula. Iboda kilmok.
The Ark has room for 4 more, even if you think no one else is worth saving if the world comes to an end.
Ye mufurbu. Bum. Far kobemako to far titaba.
He'll keep the seats open, and you are free to invite up to 4 others to join you in the Ark in the event of a cataclysm.
Mao toliawahu.
Out of date says that from what he's heard, you've been busy.
Yalawa watnawa atu awa ya ya.
He says he appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately he's got urgent news from his friend Gizmo in the West.
Udenu ku nunyofubo.
Out of date says he knows you're good-hearted enough to do your best to support Gizmo.
Koibe o korfabe. Yalawa watnawa.
He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding Gizmo and making sure he gets what he needs is up to you. That doesn't sound good. Out of date's forebodings are justified. The jumbo puff needs to be taken care of.
Kuzata ghetto. Udenu ku nunyofubo.
Out of date says that Gizmo is worried now that the Western World Eater is stepping up its activity.
Ewe bobuye. Ba lo yualu.
He explains that Gizmo is working on a scrap walker vessel in order to get to the World Eater, but needs help to get it done.
Zata ghetto.
Out of Date suggests that you should head west as fast as possible and see what you can do to help.
Boyo boot pai ghetto.
He wonders what's on your mind.
Pa, wherefore, where?
Wouldn't be surprised if you met again. Don't forget the past. Let's see. You found the track! Amazing it wasn't destroyed. So much of this place was just discarded. Lucky the track somehow made it. No, it was never nice. It was new once, but that's not nearly the same thing. Just being new never lasts. The tracks moved on from Bricktown, and you should too. Looks like the Fry Sparker's knobs need to be in sync if you want to get the hardware working. It's a Fry Sparker mindset. Boom! You got something. It's not exactly what you wanted, but you got it right away. It's the Chug Yard. tribe's always scavenging for scrap, and the yard has plenty to go around. But they should have stuck to looting instead of playing around with sprockets. Spin, swing, crack! Bomber Bonker's busy ram-banging the door. This is your chance. Smirked! That'll come in handy. Head on. Got one. All that exercise helps. Better get moving before the day passes you by. Let's see. That crack is so satisfying. Yes, you can do anything. The sky's the limit. Now, let's take this back to Earth. Wow, you really took that all the way down to the end, in flames. It's a wonder some of these up and downs still work. Guess they built machines better in the past. The spent nuclear fuel that Toxanol dumped in the surf had detrimental effects on the marine habitats, while the overflowing landfills contaminated the groundwater. Combined, this sent their world hurtling on an inevitable road to ruin. I need to brush up on my Wando, but I have a feeling he believes it was you that caused the bang at the yard. Oh, and he says he knows you. You used to call him Gizmo. He gave you the oil-greased hands when he taught you how to upcycle. Gizmo remembers you as a nice kidling, and he can still sense the warmth of your good heart. But Gizmo says how you experience a memory can be different. You know the story, but sometimes the truth it brings is personal. He hopes you remember that one time he taught you to upcycle, and hopes you've had some use for it over the years. Gizmo says he also has re-memories from the long gone, but unlike you, he doesn't think of the past, for it's gone. He understands history made Lupa Lupin a big part of your past, your present, and soon, your future. You still believe there's some good in everyone. You still have hope for tomorrow. He says you should know that what's meant to be will always find a way, but history shouldn't consume you. Gizmo understands you still have strong feelings, but urges you to keep them under control. You've witnessed firsthand what it'll lead to.
Well, speaking for the Dark, we approve.
Can't believe they let you manipulate them like that.
You're just jealous that you're no good at it.
Who would want to be good at manipulating people?
Winners. That's who.
Would like to know if you ever doubt the choices you made on the path that brought you to this point. Would you have been happier going in a different direction? Figures you're either a rare person or a good liar. Maybe both. Sad to see the Tree of Life is going to die and take everything with it, but it's not like he didn't expect it. Understands why you're bent on finishing the world off. Supposes it's a mercy to make it faster. Wonders if you liked working with the Jagni. They always hunker down in their homes, gathering their things around them. Says home is a base, but it doesn't have to be everything. The world is wider than you know. But that's not important now. Gizmo says it's taken a long time to bring the past up to the present, and where you go from here is up to you. You need to set the past aside, at least for now. He can't leave the Underyard as he has no protection against the vacuum in the dead zone, so you need to salvage scrap to upcycle the Mekton, starting with the old crate outside. You should return when you've retrieved the scrap. There's no time to waste if you want to make the Mekton strong enough to fight the Jumbo Puff. It's the part of the land that suffered most from the apocalypse. It's deprived of oxygen, making it next to impossible for anything but creatures that were most contorted by the contamination.